Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Des Moines Public Library. Thank you for being here. My name is John Hobbs. I am the interim director here at the Des Moines Public Library, and this is a very exciting opportunity for us to partner with Des Moines Public Schools in providing access to all Des Moines Public School students from 7th grade through 12th with all the library resources we have, including databases, print materials, meeting room space, technology, just to add more to their tool belt for them to succeed in life. This is not only an investment in our students of Des Moines, but also an investment in Des Moines. So this is a pleasure to have this partnership with Dr. Ian Roberts. Doctor?
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for being here. What an amazing facility, first of all. You know, when I think about just the impact of this partnership, this is what happens when a community comes together to make sure that they want to support our students. And so in partnership with John and team, we are truly excited and inspired. You know, there are a number of people who played a really integral role in getting us to this place. I think about our Chief of Information and Technology, Neil Schrader, who was so instrumental in ensuring that our students will be able to now utilize their student ID cards as library cards. We know that reading will open up doors for all of our students. Not only are we committed to ensuring that literacy remains a priority of ours, but I think about the work, for example, that our Department of Education under Director Mackenzie Snow and their focus on literacy and how it truly aligns with our vision. What comes to mind for me as a kid who has been a library kid? And when I got my first library card, it changed my life. My mom couldn't get me to leave the bedroom once I was able to borrow 3, 4, or 5 books. And so this is truly a nostalgic and memorable time. And I was speaking earlier to one of the teammates here at the library, Sam, who reminded me that not only will students be able to have access to hard copies of their books, but the fact that they can do this electronically, which also advances one of our priorities around the utilization of technology, really speaks volumes. So thanks to you all, thanks to John and team. What an amazing partnership. As we think about the excitement for the very first day of school, so many priorities we have, this is one of them. This stands at the top of ensuring that our students will now have the opportunity and ability to be able to say, look, I have my student ID card, and it also doubles as a library card. And it's going to change so many of their lives in amazing ways. So thank you all for being here. We're looking forward to this partnership. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions for us? Either John or I.
There was a recent state report that said reading levels have gone up for that performance. So how would you react to that?
With excitement. Look, there are 9 grade levels that were tested in ELA and reading on our state assessments, and of the 9 grade levels, 7 of them in Des Moines Public Schools demonstrated growth and achievement. And again, so we are excited about building on that opportunity and keeping the momentum going. Yes.
Literacy is so important for understanding all of schooling. You know, what would you say to just to how important it is to make sure that children are literate in reading and enjoying doing that?
You see, for us, literacy is not even just about improving on test scores and proficiency. I think it was Frederick Douglass who said, when I learned how to read, I became free. We want our students in their post-secondary pursuits to be free in every sense of the word. And so we will stop at nothing to ensure that all of our students are not only proficient in reading, but they have access to resources that will continue to advance their abilities.
I know a lot of programs like this one that Des Moines Public Schools participates in is an effort to kind of feel like the community as well as educating. Can you kind of speak to that and how programs like this are contributing to the overall person that we're trying to help them?
Yeah, absolutely. At the risk of oversimplifying how I want to respond to that is simply this. We realize that we cannot do this alone, this being our commitment to reimagining education in every sense of the word. And so when we can have and establish and cultivate partnerships, such as the one with John and the team at the library, we want to make sure that we are taking advantage of every single opportunity. Literacy and improving reading outcomes for students is incredibly important to us and will remain a priority.
When will this be available for students?
You know, we want it to be available like yesterday. However, September 8th is going to be the big reveal, the big kickoff, when every single student who will have access to a student ID card from DMPS will be able to utilize it to borrow books.
for the ID cards already, I think you're just adding, I guess, the library factor, or are you introducing the card as a whole?
It's an addition. I don't want to get into the nuances of the technological advancement, but look, what I'm excited about, and we are all excited about, is here is a single device that can double in a way that students have not been able to use it before. So exciting.
And it looks like students will have access to things like audiobook technology as well for this. Can you talk a little bit about something like that?
Yeah, they definitely will. And Sir John, yeah.
Like I mentioned before, yeah, they'll have access to our collections, our audiobooks, our ebooks, our e-resources. So not only the materials that are in our buildings at all 6 locations, but also the materials that are online as well. Databases, Mango language learning database, other databases, Washington Post. We have a comic database, but there's also Tech Central here. They can come and use our technology here at the Central Library, and they can also access library things that we now check out that are unusual for some libraries, like metal detectors and cooking appliances and accessories like that. So there are a lot of different tools they can use. Reserve a study room, a meeting room, all those things that can be used for their convenience. We're for everybody, so we want to be open to everybody and provide resources for everybody.
As the largest school district partnering with the largest public library system, how do you hope that will affect the state of Iowa?
Could you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Oh, as the largest school district partnering with the largest public library system, do you hope that there'll be effects on the entire state of Iowa?
Yeah, there are models out there already of this out there in Iowa, I believe, and other places that have been effective. So we're looking forward to building on that, hopefully be a model for other libraries and support them in what we learn, and use that information to help support other libraries in the state and build those partnerships with their school districts.
Iowa also just faced a case of a book ban lawsuit. So what does this program mean in light of the fact that this lawsuit had just happened?
Yeah, so for us, our focus is not really on legislatures, legislative decisions and book bans. Just the fact that we can now open up doors for students around being able to access this library is what we're going to prioritize, and that's our focus right now. Yeah.
So, have you heard in the past, students or parents kind of, I guess, requesting access to the resources that this partnership can provide now, like in schools, and did this kind of open that up at all? Have you heard of a demand for, I guess, the resources that this library can provide that now they have access to because of this partnership?
Yeah, you know what I think about what I shared earlier, right? Our excitement around the growth that we've seen in our reading and English language arts scores in the last state assessment. Of the 9 grade levels, 7 of them demonstrated growth. It speaks volumes about the fact that partnerships such as the one that we have now with the Central Library, we can attribute some of that success to this partnership. And what that tells us is it bodes well for the future. So we're going to continue to make sure that we are expanding in this partnership, not only with this branch, but every other branch where our students, 30,800 students can have access to library resources.
What do you think it means to that kid that maybe doesn't have access otherwise to a book, to a library card, to be able to come in here or any of the Des Moines Public Libraries and grab a book off the shelf and take it home?
2 words, limitless possibilities.
And it breaks down that barrier too for those who maybe don't know the English language as well. They have the resources now to come in and learn, to read and read English and other languages, and also those who have those transportation barriers. This also gives them access now that they didn't have before.
I don't know if I can answer the question. Do you remember? I went to Lincoln Elementary, Weeks Middle School, Lincoln High School, and Central Academy. And during my time at Lincoln, we saw the closure of our library. So it ended up being reconverted into a couple of classrooms because they cut the freshman building. And I also work in schools. So I thought the new question I have is DMPS still investing in their school libraries, or is this going to be kind of used to bolster that, where we can push away from having libraries in our schools, kind of like the nuance of that? And I think libraries are part of this partnership is beautiful, but I think having our school libraries is something like.
Absolutely. Des Moines Public Schools, when you hear us talk about reimagining education, this really talks about the fact that we want to make sure we are reimagining all of our instructional and academic programs. So what that means for us is there are two things that are really key and will be prioritized. One, every single classroom in each of our 64 schools should have classroom libraries with level text. Similarly, we want to make sure that every single school and every school leader, because we know that they are equally as committed to and are calibrating around ensuring that they have access to books and reading materials in multiple language. And so our schools and our leaders are prioritizing having library spaces to ensure the students can access them. So yeah, and thank you for being a proud alum. Appreciate it. Well, thank you all. We truly appreciate you. We're excited by this partnership and what is to come. And as always, thanks to you, your continued commitment to being here with us as well. So thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
When we don't have it. Oh, wait, let's hand it over. Are you ready?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Appreciate it.
There you go.
Library card, Rosie the Reader.
All sorts of things. If you need anything power tools before you buy it,
Yes.
see if you can borrow it for free with your library card. We also have board games you can check out with your library card.
It's a lot of access.
Yes, you can
Okay.
do all these things.
Good. Thank you. Appreciate
Welcome
it.
to the library.
Thank you. Thank you.